Hi, everyone. Wish you a very early good evening, and I hope that all of you are doing well and safe at home, even as the unlocking process has started. I think still many of us are working from home, and those who are indeed stepping out to the offices, I hope you all are staying safe. Thank you so much for taking out time. It's the almost the end of the week, and therefore I'm very grateful to you for taking out time to be with us today for this 1 hour long session. I hope you'll find it informative and interesting. I'm presenting to you the next in our series of Meet with Digital Thinkers, which is a fireside chat wherein we showcase stories of digital leaders transforming businesses using technology. In fact, before I actually move on to our digital leader, who is our key speaker for today, I just want to take a minute or two to kind of set the context before we move in. And what we have seen is that as businesses navigate through the uncertainty today, how fast and how well they recover will be determined by their ability to be agile and quickly respond to the dynamically changing requirements. So, speed, agility, and flexibility are critical to ensuring recovery and long time growth and stability, which is the focus for all of you now. I won't say most of you, but all of you, all the businesses today. And undoubtedly, cloud is going to be a key pillar in enabling that. And we are already seeing that sentiment from the organizations, from the market. According to an IDC COVID-19 impact study on IT spending. We are seeing 64% of the organizations in India are expected to increase demand for cloud computing, and 56% are expected to increase the demand for cloud software to support the new normal, which requires, like I mentioned, speed, agility, and flexibility. And one area where we are going to see particular interest is in the area of collaboration, because today more than ever the need for collaboration is crucial to ensure zero disruption to business. I actually want to showcase a short video here on how Google is helping organizations collaborate during these unprecedented times. So Venu, may I request you to please play the video?
Sure, Shubhra.
Whoa. Next Friday's pitch.
Tomorrow.
Way to go, Roman. Hey, Google, join the meeting.
Over to you, Shubhra.
Yeah, thanks, Venu. What we just saw was how, in different ways, G Suite is helping organizations really push the boundaries of collaboration to empower business transformation. But it will be good to see that not just on the video, but also in real life on ground, how it is helping organizations do that. And for that, I want to actually, I would like to invite and present to you how one organization is using G Suite to enable real-time collaboration, which has actually resulted in massive productivity and performance improvements. And I'm here talking about DTDC Express, which is one of India's leading express parcel service providers and operates one of the largest parcel delivery networks in India. So, in fact, very interestingly, the business is second only to the government-owned India Post in the courier and logistics sector, and handling a whopping 450,000 shipments per day. So, indeed, we can't really, stress enough how important collaboration is going to be here. But in the last few years, with most of the large e-commerce businesses in the country creating their own express delivery arms, this has created disruption in the industry. And this not only intensified competition for DTDC, but also heightened customer expectations around speed and agility in terms of how much time it takes for delivery, the response time, the information availability. And in fact, the customers want the information now. Now, to talk about how real-time collaboration on cloud helped DTDC adapt quickly to the changing market dynamics and respond faster to customer demands, I have the privilege to have with me Mr. Mrinal Chakrabarti, Executive Vice President, Technology and Innovation, DTDC Express. Before I invite Mrinal, just a little bit more about him. Mrinal has over 29 years of extensive experience in system design, IT implementation, and business IT integration. He is known for expertise in understanding critical business drivers in multiple markets and industry. In fact, Mrinal has hands-on experience in driving overall operations encompassing defining vision and mission, budgeting, technology evaluation, evangelization, among various other areas. So, and to take the discussion forward and understand DTDC's cloud journey, I would like to invite Chintan Shah, Head Internet and Software Business, Google Cloud. Chintan is a business leader with a successful track record of working with customers on their transformation journey in India and US geographies. And Chintan brings a rich experience in working with enterprises and startups, helping them reimagine their customer business processes and transform their business by leveraging technology. So, Chintan, I will hand it over to you here. And Mrinal, welcome. Good to have you here. Thanks for taking our time. Chintan, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shipra, and good afternoon to everybody who has joined in on a busy Friday afternoon today. Mrinal, so great to be with you here today. Thank you for joining us and to share your journey and experience with us.
Thank you so much.
Right. So Mrinal, as Shipra said, from humble beginnings in 1990, evolving into India's leading courier and logistics company, second only to India Post in terms of coverage in the country. And can you give us a glimpse of DTDC's journey and evolution and the entire growth phase over the last 3 decades?
Thank you so much. Thanks to Shipra and the entire Dynamics CIO team and the Google per se that to invite DTDC and me particularly for this fireside chat session. DTDC is a household name, as you know that, like Borolin or Bata in the industry. It is a household name over here. We have celebrated 38 years of our inception last year. And from a very humble beginning, our chairman, Mr. Subhashi Chakrabarti, started with a 70,000 rupees, Indian rupees, seed capital. Today we're a 1,400 crores organization, pre-COVID. So in 30 years, we have grown bigger and bigger every year. And from a humble 10 franchising network, by the way, we are the pioneer of franchising system in the express logistics industry in India. Everybody thought that if you give your parcel to somebody, a third party like a franchisee, you may not have the control over it. But DTDC proved everybody wrong. Today we are having 11,500 plus franchisee, covering 12,000 odd zip codes of India. Yes, we are next to India Post in terms of the length and breadth what we are servicing. Yes, pre-COVID numbers were great, and we were rocking to the all possible parts of India, be it e-commerce, express logistics, and small and medium parcel delivery. We have started with around 15 offices in India. Today we have more than 600 offices. around 8,000 odd employee, and I've already said that 11,500 plus franchisee, all put together at least 0.1 million people and their family are working around DTDC, picking up parcels and delivering customers happiness.
That is great. That is really fascinating. Mrinal, as you mentioned, the whole courier and express logistics business. The courier and logistics business is also facing a major disruption in the last few years. You've seen leading e-commerce players creating their own express delivery arms. What challenges did your legacy systems and applications present to your productivity and efficiency? And did they present any roadblocks to your growth plans amid this disruption? If you can share some examples.
Sure. I think that it's a great question once again, and I must say that yes, it is possibly the huge disruptions all logistics player, all domestic express player, not only in India and abroad, every other country they have faced. Because e-commerce companies, they brought in a complete different dimensions the way we treat with the customers. To be very frank with you, before the e-commerce companies came, we were not capturing, none of the logistics players were capturing the receiver's details or receiver information. E-commerce companies, why they became so powerful and they have started their own logistics arm and they have started actually delivering new dimensions and new philosophy because they were sitting on a very, very, very good receiver's information. Think of it, if you are buying on e-commerce, you ensure the best possible address of sender and receiver you are providing, including the mobile numbers. But if you look at when you deal with DTDC or India Post or any other express logistics institutions, you give least importance to give that correct address, and also you hesitate to give the phone number. So there lies a huge challenge they brought when they are in a position. They means the e-commerce companies, they are in a position to inform every minute when your parcel will be delivering it. We all express distribution player really struggled about there. It is not a building block. It has opened the eyes of the Indian express industry and its customer. We also fine-tuned our applications and operations and started giving apt answers to this e-commerce company. That's why if you see that we also almost all of us survived and still we're thriving in the market.
That's really great. And we understand, how critical speed, agility, and flexibility are to your business. In fact, I remember you mentioning earlier to me that the life of a package is 48 to 72 hours, and everything that you do happens in that span of time.
Yes.
How has your move to G Suite helped support this? And we are keen to hear some real life examples and improvements that you brought in to key business metrics by transitioning to G Suite.
By the way, today is our third year celebration for G Suite deployment DTDC. 3rd July 2018, we had gone live. It was a remarkable episode over here. See, we had a legacy email solution, and we were using only as an email. And I can give you some statistics those days. We have less than 200 people who used to email on their phone. Everybody was laptop driven, computer driven, and once it is out of office, it is out of sight, out of mind. You are almost like an incommunicator. There is a huge problem we used to face from the IT, that to install those email clients, to maintain, manage the email backup files, personal files backup, installation at the remote places, it was a humongous task. So we were watching that this is a big transformation possible. And when we spoken to our management, they also eager to know what are the better solutions available in the market. And then we proposed G Suite. We did and 1.5 months of the POC, and it was a fantastic POC. First point, it was that the learning curve was very smooth because we all used G Suite or personal Gmail for last double-digit figure of the years. So also we liked it very much, the whole concept. We liked its security features. We liked its lightweight client, and the most thing what it really inspired us, that we can free up a costly IT management resources from this mundane email management job. It's a self-service, self-driven, self-learning, and that's the way G Suite was chosen. And then I'll tell you a further point that how it has really transformed the organization. And today we are celebrating inside the organization 3rd year of G Suite. All the senior members, they wished each other because it is a real landmark decisions which has transformed DTDC absolutely towards customer service and customer efficiency to multiple degrees of aptitude.
Great. Thanks, Mrinal. Mrinal, so firstly, congratulations. It's been 3 years. It's been a wonderful journey. And I'm going to dial back 3 years and ask you something, how you managed. And this is really my favorite part about how DTDC has gone about managing change. Right? As you know, one of the critical aspects that we see with many organizations is around change management. And during such transformation initiatives, how did DTDC manage this? And if you can share some best practices for our audiences as well.
Yeah, first, there's a couple of sweet spots are there. First sweet spot was that your management's backup. Any CIO need to have a solid management backup when you offer something either on-prem or any other cloud provider, cloud suite provider from a G Suite. You need to have a solid management backup. We were lucky that we could get that. Management has a good confidence on us that what we say and that we'll be able to deliver. Second point is that we got a very good partner called Team Computers, and they were absolutely nearly 3 weeks. They were with us, starting from planning, testing, initiation, training, transformation, and go live. They were there together. It was more than a 6 weeks affair. We were together, and actually 4 members of their team stayed at our office nearly 11 days, and they did the complete transformation of the around 65 TB of data in 7 days time. That itself was record. And what we did actually, when you use a popular office product or an email product, you get glued to it. They actually purchase you, almost like that. Here, we were very, very clear that we will not let that any other client to be used. We have told management, we have demonstrated to management that it has to be the G Suite client. Unless you have the client in place, then you will not get Gmail properly, you will not get your calendar properly, you will not get your collaboration properly. And if I look back 3 years now, I think 99 or 100% people have forgotten the client, what they used to use earlier. Today, they are glued on that particular popular client. They manage the whole show, and it's a complete self-service tool, and we have completely transformed. Yes, training was a critical part. We have taken training demonstration. We did a very good marketing campaigns. We have created posters, banners, even the badges. Even the IT boys, they used to wear nearly 2 months. They used to wear a G Suite. May I help you? Kind of a T-shirt. And also, what we did, before itself, we could identify who are the critical players in various departments who can be our flag bearer. We went ahead, we have trained them, we have made them our train the trainer program, and when they got trained, they went ahead and spoken to their department heads and their department team members. So life became very easy. It was not only an IT project. I believe that it should be all department heads, including HR, including finance, including operations, sales and marketing, and top management. All of their participation is extremely critical for this success. We are lucky that we got it, and we are very confident that if you play that, if you being the CIO, you should play the role well, it is doable. And finally, I must say that you, being a CIO, you should have that conviction that you are the main catalyst of that change management. If you depend on somebody, it will not work. You need to be the catalyst of the change management. Rest all will fall in place because it's a great software, great tool. 3 years, we are absolutely blindfoldedly. If you recall, 3 years before, we had less than 200 players, 200 people used to use email on their phone. Today, 95% people out of this 7,000 odd employees, they use email on their phone, which means they are 24/7 available, which means and during this COVID period, we are seeing that That change, that really supported us. The people need not to give excuse that I don't have laptop, I don't have PC, but I have a phone. An application is installed on your phone. You can be communicated, you can be informed, you can be contacted at any point of time. So that transformation, chief catalyst is CIO, and they need to take that particular role. Rest all will fall in place. I believe that.
Right. That's a great recipe for success, I'm sure, for any organization to follow. Executive commitment, very clear decisions, precise communications, and expectation setting with users. I mean, that's really phenomenal. And doing it at that scale is amazing. But one very interesting thing, Mrinal, about this whole implementation is that the G Suite implementation that you did is one of the fastest, with a record migration of 60 terabyte to the cloud in 6 days and with no data loss, right? That's an amazing feat. If you can tell us about how you went about it and how did you achieve that feat?
See, we were also not very sure, but what we did is that we have selected a best possible tool. We told Google very clearly, and our partner Team Computers very clearly, you need to bring in your best of their tool. So they didn't try much. They got the best of the tool for the file transfer, and I'm thankful to my earlier cloud mail provider also. They opened their gate quite extensively, and we could transform. And while we are exporting data and importing into Google Cloud, the transportation management was excellently done by Team Computers and team and their engineers. We did a very good POC that gave us confidence. And once they could transform my nearly 600 GB of my that time my mailbox, they could transform in few minutes. I gained the confidence, and we did multiple round of transformation. It is extremely doable, and post DTDC deployment, I'm very confident. Even if you have 100 TB of data, and that can be converted in blink of eyes. But finally, there are two critical components. Your partner should be a partner who should bring skin in the game, and you and your team should be part of that particular game. I can still recall 9 days, 7 days. My main team, they also didn't go their home. They stayed nearby in a hotel, and we did the complete transformation. That was an outstanding experience so far.
Yeah, it was really outstanding and very fascinating to hear, as you reproduce this after 3 years with such clarity. Mrinal, all the focus in today's world for businesses is pivoting around business continuity and I mean the whole uncertainty with COVID pandemic. And I was reading about DTDC, how DTDC has helped move 35,000 tons of PPE kits, testing kits, medicines, equipments, which are life-saving in these circumstances while the whole country was locked down. And now during such times, communication and collaboration in real time are critical. And if you could share how G Suite played a role in enabling that for your teams to smoothly transition to work from home and amidst the lockdown and manage this whole piece.
Let me start with the small statistics.
Okay.
2nd April, post-lockdown, when we started the journey. From the management team, we have decided, we have created a core member team headed by our chairman and our executive director, that we will not back down. We will remain on the field. And let me give you statistics.
Yeah.
On 2nd April, we picked up just 1,000 consignments. Please remember, pre-COVID, we used to cover around 4.5 lakh shipments per day. From 4.5 lakh shipments per day became 1,000 consignments per day. You can see the management impact. And I can give you one more statistic. 30th June, we covered 2.75 lakh shipments. We have almost bounced back 70% of our business. And these 100 odd days, we all remain on the field. We have not left. We work with the government. We work with the local authorities. We have in India, there is no police department doesn't know that it is, and we remain day in and out with various pharmaceutical companies. We became PPE kits, And during this pandemic time, nearly 2,500 odd people work from home features. And just to give you a number, in the month of March, we used to do around 7,000 minutes of Hangout call. In April, it became 27,000 minutes of Hangout call. And in the month of May, we did 39,000 minutes. Entire organization served by G Suite seamlessly, with or without computer. Everybody was available over the phone. Everybody was available 24/7 on the Hangout. Our usage of Drive, our usage of Shared. Let me give you one more example. During this pandemic, we had gone live with our zero contact delivery, zero contact pickup, and zero contact payment. And entire project management was done on the Google Sheet. Entire thing, because people didn't know to share any file. It was one sheet we opened. And it was opened in front of the management. This is the file, this is the comment from all over India, take a decisions, and we could collaborate there. So our Google Drive usage, Google Sheet usage, I think gone up by 70 to 80 times. And Hangout usage has, I don't know how many times it has got usage. It actually has brought, and that's what our chairman has told and executive director told yesterday. It has such an exclusive platform got created that today we are starting Hangout call at 7:30, and we don't know when we're ending, how many Hangout calls we're attending, because that is giving us from Jammu to Kanyakumari, from Bhuj to Guwahati, all branches alive. Every employee is ticking. We know who is working, who is not working, and through this Google Suite, we have brought this 7,000 odd employee under a common umbrella that we are there for you, we are there for the customer, we are there for the government agencies, and Google and its suite of solutions also helped us to achieve that goal.
Right. What an incredible journey it has been. And firstly, let me thank you to the entire DTDC staff and employees that during these trying times, they've been able to move some of the most critical life-saving equipments and medicines around. That's really incredible. And now listening from you firsthand, how this was managed behind the scenes is really fascinating. So thank you for sharing that, Bernard. To summarize, what I hear from you today is real-time collaboration, real-time information availability was all enabled through G Suite, and the power of these tools and the way you used it is quite a story to tell, as we come out of this lockdown phase. And I think the big message here for most of the customers, as they adapt to change, is how do you plan for this transformation journey? How do you manage change? Set the expectation. That is really important. And you can achieve things the way you did, 60 terabytes, 6 days, 9 days flat out migration. That's really amazing. It's a story to be told at a global stage many times over. So thank you for sharing that with us, Vinal, today. It was really incredible to hear you that, we've been able to enable, I think, about 500,000 people as they were working around and supporting this massive operations across the length and breadth of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chintan. Thank you, Dynamics CIO. I think if there is a will, there is a way, and Google has helped us to achieve that. Thank you so much.
Very well said. Thank you. Shipra, over to you.
Thanks, Mrinal. Thanks, Chintan. Mrinal, I was actually, listening to you with a lot of fascination, the way you described how your company actually enabled the delivery of essentials, of PPE kits, supplies during this time. I think your organization, the employees or the people involved are actually frontline workers also, involved in ensuring that life goes on during this crisis. So thank you so much for that. And it was really fascinating actually listening how, like Chintan mentioned, how it has been enabled at the back end and, for really bringing across the essence of real business transformation that cloud can help achieve, whether it is tenfold increase in collaboration and speed of decision making, or, the decision making being cut down from days to hours and minutes, or massive reduction in spend on video conferencing and IT support costs. I think that's incredible. And thank you, Mrinal, for sharing your journey with us so candidly. Like you mentioned, bringing your 6,000, 7,000 all odd employees under one umbrella using G Suite is no small feat. And also your 11,500 franchises, this is no small feat. And this has been proved during the current crisis as well. Now, it will be a huge learning experience for all the delegates who are attending this session to take back with them and apply in their respective organizations. So thank you once again. And thanks, Chintan, for that wonderful and enlightening discussion and for bringing out
Thank you
points.
so much. And through Dynamics CIO, I can invite anybody who wants to do a small POC, who wants to see a real life experience. Use me for anywhere you like. Absolutely
Great.
no issue.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Yeah, grateful
Thank
for
you.
that. That's very nice of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chintan. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mr. Venugopal.
So
Thanks.
also, now we all agree that cloud is the key pillar in the organization's transformation journey. We have heard how it has enabled transformation. Now it's important in this journey to have the right partner to ensure that your journey is optimized and to maximize the results that you set out to achieve with cloud, like the kind of results that Mrinal was talking about, that actually requires the right partner to support you. And therefore, it's important to hear the perspective of the partner as well. And to bring that perspective, I would now like to invite Jatin Sawhney, Director, Team Digital Engineering, Team Computers. So Jatin, over to you.
Thank you, Shipra. And very good evening to all of the members over here. I will quickly present the presentation about Team and how Team has helped all our Google customers pan-India in not just from initiation of the entire project, but from the deployment and also towards ensuring that how do we really embrace those change management and make sure that all users are then migrated. So thank you, Shipra. I hope my screen is visible to you. So in Team, there are we classify ourselves in 3 areas with think, build, and operate. On the think aspect of it, there are key areas that we want to address with the customer, and we partner with our customers on a digital journey, and through analytics at one side, when we look at BI, data warehousing, big data lake projects, AI, ML, anything which is related to data, we come into the play and participate in that digital journey of our customers. Second, we look at the building digital platforms, what earlier it used to call portals, and integrate further with other core applications of the organizations. Thirdly, we look at IoT and building smart factory accelerators, where bringing all the IoT data into one platform and do real-time analytics. It may be through giving that omni-channel experience to our customers. Thirdly, we are looking at robotic process automations, where identifying key business processes and look at which are more repeatable and monotonous in nature. How can we bring those processes and automate through a robotic process and enhance the entire productivity of the organizations? And finally, looking at collaboration and office productivity suites with G Suite that we've been talking about, and leveraging the entire productivity of the entire organization. So the entire the overall platforms to ensuring that we address to these areas, we have partnered to all the technology leaders which are today available in the market, and help the customers to bridge, to understand their needs, and help the customers to bridge those needs through this technology. Second, we look at building the entire infrastructure for our customers. So one side, we look at the digital workspace, where looking at end user computing with laptop, desktop, pen printers, mobility, audiovisual solutions. And on the other side, we're looking at building command centers, data centers, both on cloud and on-prem. And again, partnering all the leading players in the market, we help our customers to build the entire infrastructure. So one side, we are helping customers to build the infrastructure. We then help customers to build, to operate through managed services, IT services, manage those IT infrastructure through our remote infrastructure management, through our command centers, and also looking at how do we reduce the overall cost of the IT operations. Our journey so far has been a wonderful journey. In June, we just completed 30, close to around 1,200. We're gunning for 2,000 this year. 1,000 plus customers, active customers that we are operating in, and close to around 2,500 people, the members that we have across the country. On the relationship with Google, I'm really proud to say that we were the ones who got Google in India, the Google Enterprise business in India, back in 2007. And our current premier partnership with Google is over a decade old now. With G Suite, earlier it was used to call G Apps, and I still remember in 2009 when we had bagged our first deal with India Infoline, close to around 20,000 users that were with overall close to around 3.4 lakh users. We expertise in accomplishing quick turnaround to migrate from any legacy systems to G Suite. Further to add, our dedicated customer success teams closely work with our customers, running across the across geographies, building programs, the customer success programs through Google Days, one-to-one handholding, and to increase the adoption rate, and embrace change management. Further to add to it, our 24/7, as I showed you the command center that we have, what we used to call as remote infrastructure management. That remote command center ensures that our customers are addressed, the tickets are addressed round the clock, 24/7. Our practice in Google is just not limited to G Suite. We have also Google Practice, where infrastructure as a service and analytics on cloud are key to our success. We have also seen the rise of big demand on Google Chromebooks, where the days have gone. If you really look at, most of our applications when we open our laptop, we used to use on the browser, and the Google Chromebooks comes into the play, wherein all our applications can be accessed through a Chrome browser. I don't know how many of you know that today any Windows laptops can be converted into a Chromebook by leveraging Chrome OS. So this is something we are very proud to share about. Our Google relationship so far has been wonderful. I just want to play a small video on G Suite, and earlier Venu has shown one of the videos. This is another video just about
G Suite reimagines the way teams collaborate, so your business has the tools it needs to create its best work together faster. Here's one example. Sammy forgot her Pixelbook on her kitchen counter this morning. But luckily for her, she's able to grab a loaner Chromebook and log in instantly with her two-factor authentication security key. Organizations like Sammy's that use these keys have reported 0 account hijackings. Hangouts chat makes it easy for Sammy to collaborate with her team. 2 days? That's crazy! Sammy's team can share docs, sheets, and slide presentations right in the chat room, and the correct permissions are added automatically. In Slides, it's simple for Sammy's team to collaborate in real time, and they know exactly what next steps are because comments and action items can be assigned to specific owners. Julie needs Sammy to look up some information. With Cloud Search, Sammy can use the same technology that powers Google Search to quickly find the data and documents she needs across G Suite and the tools her company uses most, like Salesforce. Sammy's team can work together in Sheets in real time, making sure the data is always up to date. No one gets a workbook is locked warning. And just like docs or slides, Sheets lets you make comments to other collaborators or create trackable action items. With Explore in Sheets, Sammy can find insights in her data by asking questions in plain English, like, what is the average revenue per region? Sheets uses natural language processing to understand Sammy's request and give her the answers she needs instantly. There's the number Julie was asking about. Some topics are best discussed face-to-face, but setting up meetings takes time Sammy just doesn't have under her tight deadline. In Google Calendar, smart suggestions take the headache out of scheduling. Calendar suggests meeting times that work for everyone. It even recognizes time zones and work blocks, like how Rosa is in Madrid and Nick is in New York. And when it's time to meet, Sammy joins Hangouts Meet right from Calendar. Her teammates can also join from a phone or outside domains. Plus, it's easy to present materials like documents or even a Jamboard session. While presenting, Sammy can continue working in real time. Sammy can even type a phrase like "Julie to follow up on this," and Google will leverage the power of natural language processing to create an action item. It even knows which Julie to assign it to. And when Sammy needs to send an email, Gmail's Smart Compose can offer suggestions as she types, saving valuable time. G Suite takes security seriously. To manage sensitive email communications, Sammy uses confidential mode in Gmail. This lets her put restrictions on messages so they can't be forwarded, copied, downloaded, or printed. Okay, Sammy sent the email. And naturally, she goes back to chat, where this all started. Finding a time that works for everyone isn't easy. But with the Meet bot, Sammy can enter a simple command with the names of the attendees, and Meet will figure out who they are and when they're available. Whether it's an urgent exec request or an everyday project, G Suite can help reimagine work for enterprise companies like yours.
Awesome. I think while we use this on a daily basis, it makes me feel more, reinforce the entire energy, the way we collaborate, and it's super awesome. About G Suite, while we've been talking about it and the video just we have seen, it's successful to tackle a high-stakes challenge in a fraction of the usual time, and in no way possible with the legacy systems and legacy tools that we've been using in the past. G Suite, most of the people just understand G Suite as like it's just a Gmail system, but it's not. It's an integrated solution for communication, collaboration, and control. With communication, you have Gmail, you have calendars, Hangout chats, video conferencing, Hangout meets, on which we are all collaborating, and telephony with Google Voice. In collaboration, we have using Google Drive. Mrinal has shared wonderful stories around how they have leveraged the entire Drive and Google Sheets in such pandemic times. And I was like 100+ people on Google Sheets collaborating real time and giving real time information to the management. Great show, Mrinal. I think it was super awesome. And with control, we have inbuilt admin and control systems and security tools. With Cloud Search, on one hand, you can find everything that you need, while our advanced admin and security tools can help you manage users and make them work securely. G Suite also integrates seamlessly with popular third-party tools like SAP, Microsoft, and Salesforce, and likes of these worlds to help companies truly reimagine the way the people work. Just want to share one of the stories. Thanks, Mrinal, for sharing the entire story of how you have leveraged G Suite over a period of time from last 3 years. And I'm delighted to share the panel with you, Mrinal, today, where we have delivered one of the fastest migrations ever done, 9 days in a record time. Thank you, Mrinal. It was super awesome to achieve such a milestone with you. Some of the other success stories that we have, most of the customers that we have migrated the customers from their legacy environments. It may be a Microsoft Exchange or other systems like Netcore, Zimras, IBM, Lotus Notes. We have migrated all the customers to G Suites over the period of time, last over 10 years. Some more customers to add we have, and the journey is continuing for us. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shipra.
Thanks, Jatin. Thank you so much for that presentation and taking us through G Suite's capabilities. Also, while you were presenting, we got a few questions, from some of our attendees. We have questions for Chintan as well as for you, Jatin. So, Mrinal, is it okay if I can ask you some of the questions that have been posed by the
Yes, please. If I know, I'll definitely give the answer.
Sure, sure. So one question that has been asked is that what is the main reason you moved out of Office 365 and made the shift to G Suite?
First of all, did I mention Office 365? I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. Yeah. So to be very frank with you, since somebody has said O365, yes. 3 years back, it was in a very, very nascent stage. Their solutions were not integrated. They had let me tell you very clearly. They had OneDrive, which was not clearly integrated with the O365. We had gone till the regional head of Microsoft, and there was no solution was provided. So so on OneDrive, a complete debacle happened. Then came to their solution called their collaborative solutions. That also not fully integrated. We were using only email solution. That too, then you need to take an email backup because cloud has limited storage. Then you need to take a backup of that. Then people need to use that Microsoft client, Microsoft Exchange client. So that need to be installed, and it is a huge IT dependency was there. I have seen it for 2.5 years that our boys 30 to 40% job was to maintain this email solution, and there was nothing called you will not believe the amount of attachment used to come, huge sizes of mail attachment used there. Since they were not using OneDrive and it was not fully integrated, so they have to people need to send as an attachment. So every 2-3 months the mailbox is getting full. So if I see only email as a solution, it may be a great product. The moment you talk about collaboration, the moment you talk about drive usage, the moment you talk about seamless collaborating environment, where you let me give an example. My email usage became 70% less after I moved to G Suite. I can prove that because I have my old mailbox copy also. Because earlier everything I need to write an email. Today everything I am writing on Hangout. And since it is backed up by Google, anytime under any court of law, I can go and prove myself. We have reduced our WhatsApp usage. WhatsApp, I have told organization very clearly. If you give me an instruction through WhatsApp, I am not responsible to give you an answer. And in fact, personally, during my office time, 8 hours, suppose, I don't see my WhatsApp because I will not respond to you. You come to Hangout, I'll give you a response in 30 seconds. If I'm available, if I'm not in my other work. So it is not that O365 bad and G Suite is God. They had a disparate solution 3 years back. It may be a great solution today. I'm not denying the fact. Microsoft team became #1 in collaborative during this COVID time. But if you see from zero or from nowhere, Google became third spot. It has occupied 42% market share now on collaborative market. Because of the simplicity and collaborative nature of the solution, anytime, anywhere usage, and whatever I'm typing, there's a proof remained with my solution, so that anytime, under any court of law, I can go and challenge and prove myself, which was not there earlier. It may be there today, but today we are seeing that it is one of the best solutions, whatever we provide today.
Yeah, like you rightly said, it's much beyond just email. It's overall collaboration that you were looking at. So there's one more question for you.
And last point I was just want to add.
Sure.
All CIO community. At least yearly Microsoft audit I'm now avoiding. Yearly Microsoft audit I'm avoiding. You use a solution, they'll be behind you every year that whether you're a legal user or illegal user. Google never did that.
Okay, great.
That creates a lot of ownership, honesty, sincerity towards the product itself. Thank you so much. Hope I'm not crossed the Lakshman Rekha of my.
No, thank you so much for candidly answering that question. So we have one more question for you, which is that, what challenges did you face internally with users in terms of G Suite adoption? How did you address those? I think this is a very pertinent question because for a lot of CIOs, this is a roadblock. the internal change? How do you get the users to adopt? So if you can elaborate on how did you address that challenge?
Like Aladdin's story, I have 3 points, 3 mantras. You may have to exclude your finance team. You cannot convince them. So don't attempt that you will be converting their Excel into Google Sheet. They will not come. So don't even spend time and effort on that. 2, within your team, your IT team, you have to show 100% you are out of MS Office. You are using Sheet, Doc, and Drive. At every point, you need to propagate. You need to show that I'm not going to send you any Excel file, any Doc attachment. I'm sending you a Drive attachment. This is point number 2. Last point is that you need to create, as I have told you, within the various department, you have to create, because it is very difficult to leave 20 years of Excel experiment or Excel experience and learn something new. People hate to change. So you have to create some of the champions within various departments, show them how the sheet works, how Doc works, how Drive works. And once you are convincing them with your own example, they will go and start using it. And slowly, I have seen that from my HR, from my even from finance, from our operation team, they all have started using it. They have started. And during this pandemic, it is very clear that no file is shared. The file is open. Everybody is in edit access. They are writing, they are deleting, editing. Ultimately, within 2 to 3 days' time, one final document is coming out. Once you start presenting this in this collaborative manner, that you need not to send a file, you need not to manage a versions of a file. It's a single file. Everybody can see, everybody works, and final document coming out. I think people will love for it.
So actually, that's a great way of building equity within your internal teams for any adoption. I mean, this would go not just for a G Suite adoption, but for any new adoption within the organization. So Jatin, there's a question for you, which is that how easy is the data migration from any other solution to G Suite? Jatin, can you hear me? I think Jatin, Mayur, would you like to answer that question?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes. So, Mayur, the question is that how easy is the data migration from any other solution to G Suite?
Oh, okay. The data migration process, Google have a lot of tools available as a freeware. Okay, you can choose to use them. There are other kind of services or solutions available like IMAP, POP, ActiveSync, or API. So you can pull your data from data from the source platform, and there are also third-party tools. So in case you need some extensive migration or a huge load of data transfer, then you can also use the third-party tools. So you can decide what are way forward on the timelines you have, on the data sources you have. So, but bottom line is you can migrate from any platform.
Okay. So for everyone's information, Mayur is a subject matter expert on Google Cloud from Team Computer. So thanks, Mayur. Chintan, there's a question which has come for you, and it is that we have seen many organizations in the recent past come up with solutions for helping organizations work from home. So can you please share what Google has done in this regard? I think this is a question which must be on almost everyone's mind. So yeah, it will be good to have you answer that.
Right, Shipra. Thank you. I'll definitely answer that. And before that, while Mayur gave a great answer on some of the tools they use, I think very important to highlight the kind of competency that they have built, which makes this transition very simple and easy for our customers. And they've done a fantastic job. I think Jatin mentioned they have built this over a long period of time. So, that's also incredible, the kind of competency that our partners have built, Jatin and Mayur's teams here. Coming to the question around, how Google is helping, what's happening around the world today is, if you look at how people look at us as an organization, is people rely on us to help them support, to get their work done, to learn and be productive in these difficult times. So Google has announced a bunch of initiatives. Our Google Meets consumption was going through the roof, 60% growth, daily growth. And during such a high growth period, Google made Google Meets free for everyone. Anybody with an email ID could start using Google Meets. And that just shows the commitment that, when the usage was going through the roof, we actually made the tool free so that people could collaborate, people could get their work done and not be hampered by this pandemic. So those are the kind of initiatives we've taken to support people around the globe.
Okay, great. Mayur, there are more questions. I just have about 3 to 4 minutes, so maybe we can see if we can cover one of those questions at least. So the question is that, do we need ADFS, antivirus, spam, malware services if we go with G Suite?
So yeah, so it is up to customer. If customer wants to integrate his ADFS environment with the G Suite, you can do it. Okay, or otherwise, as we always suggest you, you can also directly independently manage your G Suite from the admin control panel. Google will provide you complete setup for single sign-on, SML compliant tools, and they will also provide you the higher ends of security measure like two-step verification or content compliance with the features or the services. So it is up to the customer. And answering on the second point about the spam and antivirus filters, so we know that Google have the most updated antivirus or spam filter with them. The reason is because Google have evolved with the data or the definition of antiviruses with their Gmail customers of 1.2 billion Gmail customers. So it is a fact. The most updated definition of antivirus or malwares you have, you can build a most protected solution around it. So Google will provide you anti-spam and all this antivirus protection inbuilt in the solution.
So I can give you my experience. On my personal email ID, I may get a few hundred spams in a day, a personal Gmail account if I say. If you are a corporate user, in 3 years, it is 0.
Okay.
It is exactly 0.
Great.
There is no lottery, there is no violence, there is no gambling. 0 spam Google gives in the corporate world with a commitment.
Great. Thanks for adding to that. I think we have just about time to take one more question. Chintan, just if you can answer this last question, how G Suite meets the requirements of defense establishments, and what sort of IT facilities we need to provide to these establishments is the question which has come in.
Right. Everything kind of Google, the way we built is, there are two things to keep in mind. That we've kept security as the paramount aspect of how we built our products. You would have seen, you heard Mrinal talk about the zero spam experience that he's had over 3 years. And it's also backed by some very hardened certifications around security and compliance, from some of the most leading certification requirements that we've completed. We also believe in a zero trust framework as Google. I mean, that's something that Google has made very popular in terms of how it takes security. So the notion is that trust nothing, and you protect everything. And even the way we protect data by doing 100% encryption all the time, whether the data is at rest or in motion, these are some of the measures that we take to make sure that your data is safe and secure whenever and wherever it is lying.
Okay, great. I think we are, it's almost time, so we will not take any more questions. But however, if they are, if we get more questions from our attendees, we'll make sure that they are passed on to Jatin, Chintan, or Mrinal, whoever they they want the question to be addressed by. Thank you so much, Jatin, Chintan, and thank you so much, Mrinal, especially to you for taking out time today, an hour of your time. Especially when the courier and the logistics industry is really, is among the busiest one to ensure that the goods and services the goods are delivered on time across the country during this pandemic. And for sharing your cloud journey with us. I hope and wish that everyone has a safe life ahead, and we do get over this crisis soon enough. And I want to thank all our attendees for taking the time to attend this session. Hope you can go back with some key takeaways from this session that will help you, collaborate better within your organization. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend ahead and stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shipra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.